it was like Christmas. We just kept unwrapping things and thinking, oh, this is nice. Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah, great. It was a very fun jumble sale. That's the winner of the day, definitely. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Wivelscombe, Somerset.
Go to the post office.
Hello everyone, long time no see, but I'm back and I have a haul for you. This is something that we shared on our main channel. We did a live stream Sunday, I think it was, and we showed what we bought at the Jumble sale. So I've now researched everything, so I thought you might like a bit more information on the items and find out how much they're going to sell for. So it was a local Jumble sale that we went to, and it turned out to be way better than we thought it was when we first arrived. When we first arrived, it was the usual chaos of everybody huddling around the tables and sharpening their elbows and finding it really difficult to get in to actually have a look at things. And I went straight to the bric-a-brac table, but it was heaving with people already. And I looked up and down the tables and the people were grabbing things left, right and centre. I saw someone grab 2 vintage copper ladles and I thought, oh, they're nice. Oh no, I'm missing out on the good stuff. And I kept looking and I couldn't see anything that I would have particularly wanted to get. And yeah, it was a bit like that to begin with. And I thought, oh well, you know, it was a day out. I'm not going to come home with very much. Perhaps Nick's getting something good on the toy stall, who knows. So I persevered, and then I noticed that underneath the table there were lots of boxes, and it looked like there were some things in the boxes that were still wrapped in newspaper. So I managed to edge my way under the table in between people's legs, and I pulled out one of these boxes and I started to unwrap. And the first thing that I found was this candlestick. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Wonder if there's another one to go with the pair. And then the next thing that I unwrapped was this lid. And I thought, oh, I know what this is. It's a dressing table set. I wonder if it's all here. So I kept unwrapping and unwrapping and unwrapping different lids. I found the second candlestick holder. I found the plate. And as I went, I actually found the whole set, which was brilliant. And also found other things in the box that were just really, really nice. And I thought, wow, this is brilliant. Why? Nobody else was looking. Nobody else was under the table looking. So I'd been there 5-10 minutes, I suppose, and not knowing where to put all of this stuff. And then Nick arrived and I told him, you know, let's get the boxes out, let's start unwrapping stuff. I found some good stuff so far. And I didn't know where to put all of this. So I said to the man on the other side of the table, I don't know where to put this. Would you be able to start making a pile for me on the stage? Because I was finding so much as I was unwrapping. And he looked a bit confused because I don't think people buy that much at Jumbles normally. So yeah, I just kept passing him stuff, and then there was a bit of banter that was going on. They were going, oh, do you want to buy the things in this box? £3 for the whole box if you like. And yeah, we ended up having quite a laugh with them. But it was brilliant, and we bought a ton of stuff. We did the whole length of underneath the table, found loads of stuff, and then we went round the rest. We paid for that. They charged us £20 for the whole lot, which was, for the amount I had, was a bargain. And then we decided to have a look around the rest of the Jumble just to see if we'd missed anything else on the toy stall, and had a look at the clothes and, you know, the usual stuff. Took all this stuff back to the car, and then we said, you know, before we go, let's just go and have another look at the bric-a-brac table, see if there's anything left. So we got there. It was pretty much empty at this point. Most people had gone home, and he said, oh, you're back again? And we were like, yeah, just, you know, having a little look to see if there's anything left. And he goes, oh, well, do you fancy a look in a mystery box? And he pulled a box off the stage that hadn't even been put out. And again, it was all wrapped in paper. So we just filled our boots with it, really. We were unwrapping all this stuff, and there were 2 whole boxes of this stuff they hadn't unwrapped. So we were just unwrapping it all for them and putting out what we weren't taking back onto the table in case anyone else wanted to do what we were doing and see if anything was left, see if they could sell any more. And it turned out to be amazing. So I'm going to share with you what we got. I've researched it, as I say, so I'm going to give you an idea of what I think the resale value is on these things, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with what we found. It was a good Jumble sale. Okay, so there's no particular order to this. I'll just start with what I've got in front of me and show you what we got. So I unwrapped this first, and I thought, oh, this is very pretty. But then I looked at the lid. I mean, the inside of it, lovely condition. For a vintage pan, has hardly had any use, to be honest. Usually they're in a complete mess. But I looked at the lid and I thought, oh, that looks like damage there. It isn't, but because we were busy unwrapping stuff and other things were getting unwrapped, and we were going, ooh, you know, getting excited by what we were finding. I kind of just put that aside and I dismissed it. But then Nick picked it up and he said, no, you know, this is good. We'll have this. It's in lovely condition, to be fair. And he pointed out that wasn't damage that I'd seen. Since I've got it home, I think there is a little bit of damage on that side, but it's not terrible. It's bleaching, so you can't really see, but it's not terrible, and I'm glad we picked it up, really. It's not huge money, but we were paying pennies for things, so it was worth picking up, definitely, and it's probably going to fetch about 12 to 15. It's not one of the most desirable enamel pans that you see on the market. The more Scandinavian style ones seem to sell much better because they're a bit more stylish. This is much more sort of farmhouse, country kitchen style, and doesn't fetch as much, but people do buy them, they do collect them. They stand the test of time, don't they, these sort of pans. So yeah, 12 to 15 back, we should get on that as a resale value. And then I picked this up because I thought it just looked interesting, and I'd picked up a mould the other day, like sort of a chocolate mould, or I don't know, I suppose you can use them for ice cubes and things like that. So I picked this up because I thought it was interesting, never seen anything like it before. And it's this. So it's a mould of houses, but it's not vintage, it's fairly modern. It's described as a chocolate mould, and they do sell them on Amazon. They're only £10 brand new. So I think I'm just going to add that to a bundle that I'm putting together, or if I see Carla before I manage to make a bundle, I'll just end up passing them on, because yeah, not worth selling on its own at all. So either I'm going to make up my own bundle or I'll pass it on. Then the next thing, bear with. next thing I've got here on my list is this oval. I think this is a steak plate. It doesn't look big enough to be a serving plate. So I would say that's one of a set of steak plates. The design, as you can see, is very 90s. That sort of, what do you call it?
A few moments later.
Is it globalism? Did they call it globalism in the 90s? It was very trendy. It's actually starting to come back. I'm noticing that in fabrics and that kind of thing at the moment, which is probably why it's worth picking up this sort of thing when you see it. We did pick up a Jeff Banks tea set in yellow, and the series is called Ports of Call. Don't know if that's focusing for you. And he did a series of like internationally inspired designs for different ceramics and homeware and fabrics and that kind of thing. So we've got the tea set in the yellow. Can't remember the name of the design, but this is the Kabul design. And just one plate. I've seen one sell for £15 on eBay, so I'd say 10 to 15 on that, which is very nice for just one plate. Obviously it's quite desirable. And then we found this set of 3 Kellogg's bowls. They're quite common, so not a huge amount of value in them. I have seen a set of 3 sell for 25, but I think they were quite lucky on that because it's all over the place, the prices that people have been listing. People have got less for sets of 4. So yeah, I'm thinking I might list for about £12.99, £15, somewhere around there. I think that's probably a bit more realistic. We found a couple of Meakin tureens. We found one of the lids much later on in a different box, which we matched up with the tureen. We didn't think it was worth picking those up. I think they were a bit chipped anyway, but we left those. But I did pick this up because there was no damage on it, and it is really, really pretty. It's Alfred Meakin. It's not a huge amount of value, £5 to £10 maybe. But I had fun in researching the design on it, which is that. And it's described as gold rose swags. And they do different sorts. This one is with the blue trim, and I think I've seen some with green trim. Yeah, so it's gold rose swags with the blue trim on it. Yeah, I mean, somebody might buy it as a replacement, so for the pennies we were paying, it was worth picking up. And again, something that I took a chance on was some cups and saucers, which were Royal Doulton Morning Star. And this is the design. They look like that. And that's the stamp on the bottom, Morning Star. There were 4 cups like that. This one has got a chip in it. So I'll probably sell 3 cups and saucers as one lot. And then there were 3 spare saucers as well. So I'll do the set of 3 saucers separately as replacements. Just having a look to see what I wrote down. Yeah, I mean, there was somebody on Etsy that was selling 1 saucer for £3 each, but I think that's probably pushing it. So I'm going to try the 3 for £8. We'll see, can always drop it, but I'm going to obviously list on Etsy as well. And you do tend to get a bit of a higher price on Etsy for things. And then there were 2 egg cups, which seem to be a bit rarer, so they might be the winner in this. And these are the egg cups. Yeah, so I'm going to try £10 for the pair of egg cups. But sometimes it's just worth taking a chance, because I had some J.A.J. cups and saucers, and when I researched them, they weren't fetching very much at all. They were, you know, under £10 for a set of 4 cups and saucers. And like Nick said, it's hardly worth packaging them for that amount, you know, the amount of packaging and postage we're going to have to charge on that. So I looked on Etsy and realised that they were selling for more on Etsy. So I decided to raise the price on eBay to way more. I raised it to like £15 for the set of 4. And I listed them on Etsy as well. And I got a couple of offers quite low on eBay, which I didn't take. And then eventually they sold for £15 for the set of 4. So that's a good lesson there. Don't always think, okay, everybody else is selling them for really low prices, I'm going to do the same just to get rid of them. I mean, sometimes that works, but other times it's worth just letting them sit there for a little while, and the right buyer will come along and you'll get the £15 for the 4. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, so these are going for pennies. Like somebody is selling 1 cup and saucer for £1.99. £1.99, how are they making any money? I mean, they're obviously adding postage to it, but £1.99 for a cup and saucer, I mean, come on. So, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be listing them for £1.99. They'll either sit there and they won't sell, and I'll end up taking them to a boot sale or something, or just donating them to charity, or, you know, I might actually get that price, the same as I did with the J.A.J. cups. Is anyone else suffering from this cough thing that's been going around, this virus thing that ends up being an endless cough? I've had it for over a month now, and it's just, it catches you at the most inopportune moments. So if I'm a bit croaky, you'll know why. Just had a massive coughing fit, but anyway, I'm going to try to continue. Talking of J.A.J., as I was, I found quite a few bits of it. This is Gaiety Snowflake, and I've had quite a bit of this before. I had some plates and other things that I sold just before Christmas, because it's obviously a very lovely design to use at Christmas. I think all I've got left at the moment is the soup stroke cereal bowls. So this is a souffle dish, and should manage to get back about 12 to 15 on it. So that's nice. And then I found just this one cereal bowl, and the design is fleur-de-lis, but it's also known as Winter Star. And surprisingly, I didn't think that just one bowl would be worth all that much, but should get about £5 to £8 on it. So it's obviously quite desirable in terms of replacements for this set. But this one that I picked up is common as muck. It is the lobster design, and it's a casserole. I don't know if it should have had a lid to it originally, or it might just be a serving dish. It doesn't have a lid. But yeah, again, 5 to 8. So 5 to 8 on that, I would say that's a really good price. 5 to 8 on something a bit bigger, not so great. But again, only spending pennies, so it was still worth picking up. And then this is very nice. Let me just put the lobster down. This is silver birch and it is a serving platter. Really pretty design. Should get about 10 to 15 on that. I'm going to aim for 15, I think. So yeah, got some nice little bits of JOJ. I was quite pleased with that. And then we were searching all through all of the boxes. I went through them probably twice, looking to see if we could find a lid for that, which I thought was probably casserole, but again it might just be a serving bowl and never had a lid, I'm not sure. The ones listed currently on eBay don't have lids, so maybe it just didn't originally. But I did find one, clank, but I did find one lid, just your bog standard round lid. What did I put down? About £8 probably you could get on those, maybe. Josh was telling me that you can identify them by the number on the handle there, and it generally helps to put that in your title, which helps other people when they're searching for the correct lid for their casserole dish or bowl or whatever they're looking for. See, losing my voice again. But yeah, that was nice. It was worth more than the serving dish I got there. So always worth picking up just a lid, because people break them. People are always looking for replacements. And then I found two pie dishes. One is Pyrex England and the other one is Older, which is the JAJ stamp. And I mean, I think it's a little bit dirty, it needs cleaning up, but they're both, should I say, in fairly good condition. So yeah, nice little flan pie dishes. It's funny because I picked these up at the Jumble sale, and then I was watching Jack Parrish on Instagram, and he did a live of things he found in a charity shop, and he bought a whole stack of Pyrex pie dishes. So it's obviously the theme of the weekend. Right, what is next? Oh yeah, these were good. These were really good. This is Visionware. It is made in France and it is a milk pan. Very collectible, very sought after. The milk pan around the 15 mark probably for that. But then also found a frying pan as well, which thrilled about. I love finding Visionware. The frying pan, 20 to 25 probably. So yeah, they were lovely little finds. It was like Christmas. We just kept unwrapping things and thinking, oh, this is nice. Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah, great. It was a very fun Jumble sale. This is the vintage bowl set, made in France. Now I couldn't find any identical design to this, and I'm not too sure if they're Arca Rock or Arca Pal. They're not stamped that, so I'm erring towards they're probably not. So because I'm unsure on a brand and I couldn't find an exact design, I'm thinking of trying about 15 for the set on that. I might go higher, we'll see. But looking at solds on similar items, it's probably the realistic mark on those. And then we found a winner. So this is Waterford Crystal. It's got a lovely little ring to it. Paid pretty much pennies for it, and I'm looking to sell it for about £75, I think. I'll put offers on it obviously, so it might go for a bit less, but going to aim it at £75 for an absolutely stunning Waterford crystal fruit bowl, I suppose. Yeah, that might be my winner of the day. There was something else that was a good one, but yeah, no, I'm just scanning down just to see my prices, but no, that's the winner of the day, definitely. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then this is really pretty. I picked this out and I saw the design on it and I thought, oh, I recognise that. Is that Portmeirion? And I turned it over and lo and behold, it is indeed Portmeirion. And as you can see, it is a very old-fashioned toothbrush and toothpaste holder. Although people still use them, don't they? I mean, we have a pot we put our toothbrushes in, so people must still use them. It is a very vintage design. It's the kind of thing that you used to see in your grandparents' house, but I'm sure that it still has a place in a farmhouse, country house, you know, a little cottage like ours. So I picked it out. I thought it was worth picking up. There are lots of collectors of Portmeirion. And I also thought to myself, well, if it's not worth anything, it doesn't sell, maybe I'll just swap ours out and use it, because it is really pretty. When researching though, I mean, people had them listed at prices all over the place. But one had actually sold, not in this design, but one had sold for like £25. And then there was one that was listed for £5. So it's like, where do you go with that? You know, there weren't any listed in this particular design. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go high. I mean, I had this discussion with Nick. Nick was like, oh, I'll just list it for £5 and get rid of it. And I'm like, well, if I can get 20 or £25 for it, then surely it's worth listing it for more and just waiting for a little bit. And that's always more my philosophy with things, because I'm never in a hurry to sell something like this. I think I don't mind if it sits around for a few months before somebody buys it. And I'm always looking at our listings and I'll drop prices if something's not shifting. So I'm thinking I'm going to list it around the 20 to 25 mark and just wait, play a little waiting game and see if somebody wants it for that much. They might have other things in their bathroom in that design and particularly want a toothbrush holder to go with it, and mine is the only one on there, or somebody might have broken one and mine's the only one on there. So it's always worth giving it a go and taking a chance, so I'm going to do that. Right, so then on one of the tables we came across this little box of coasters, and this is what the design looks like, and they're all in really lovely condition. They look like they've hardly been used. The backs of them are so clean. You can tell they've been used a couple of times maybe. There's a little bit of water marking on it which will just sponge off, but yeah, other than that, in absolutely fabulous condition for their age. And then on the next table we found those. So we bought the coasters, bought that as part of our big job lot, and then when we went to another table that was just round to the side and carried on browsing, we then found those. So then I bought those separately, and again, beautiful condition, hardly used at all. And then the person behind the table said to someone else, oh, did you ever find the coasters that you were looking for? And I said, oh, yeah, we've bought those. And he said, oh, right, yeah. He said, well, I noticed that we had some coasters that matched that, and I've been looking for them everywhere so that we could put them together. So we ended up finding them anyway, and now we have the set. So we have the set of placemats and coasters, and I'm going to list them together for about £15 to £20 for the two, I think. So that's nice. So that was Taunton Vale. And then we found this, which sadly has got a little bit of a ding just there. But other than that, being as it's like 60s or 70s, it's in pretty good condition for its age, I would say. But there aren't any markings on the back, no stickers, nothing to indicate a brand. I've just noticed a little ding on the top there as well. But we picked it up because we loved it. I mean, look at that design, that is so pretty. Absolutely love that design. But when we were doing our live on Sunday, somebody very helpfully told us that it's Taunton Vale. So got two lots of Taunton Vale now, and they told us what they thought the design was, which they said they thought it was buttercup. I do have a couple of buttercup design ceramics, like I've got a pot and something else listed currently, so I thought, I know it's not buttercup because I've seen that design, I've got that listed. So I've done some research and it turns out to be Orange Daisy. It's kind of say what you see. That's the name of the design, Orange Daisy. Yeah, and I found one that was listed, wasn't in this design, but it was a Taunton Vale clipboard, and it had a sticker on the back and it said Wiveliscombe. That's probably not how you pronounce it. Wiveliscombe, Somerset, melamine, made in England, Taunton Vale. So yeah, that's what that is. So thank you for putting us on to Taunton Vale, because that really helped with the research. And now I know keywords to use, and it helped with pricing. So I'm thinking that I'm going to list it for about £15. Yeah, even with a little bit of damage, because it's still a really lovely thing. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the dressing table set that I found. Try very hard not to drop it. So, as I said, in the end, I managed to complete the entire set, bit by bit, and that's what I found. So, got the two candlesticks, a little ring holder, and then two trinket bowls in smaller size and one in a bigger size as well, and the plate to go with it. I couldn't identify the brand, but for something similar, which is Art Deco, blue frosted glass, I'm going to aim for about £40 on it, I think, with offers. But yeah, that seemed to be a realistic price looking at completeds for something similar to that. But as I say, I couldn't find a brand on it. I don't know if that's going to make too much difference, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So that was my very first find, and it was a bit like a treasure hunt, or like a lucky dip, you know, just kept opening little bits and putting it together like a jigsaw. So yeah, pleased with that. £40 hopefully back on that.
We haven't waited the whole time,
No,
yeah?
I haven't.
Oh. I just thought, I did one with just a live letter stamp on. I don't know where it went. If I chucked it in the bag, it probably shouldn't be in the bag. I can do seasons with a stamp, can't I? I've got one stamp left. That'll be under 100 grams.
Okay.
I've done the, oh, you recording?
Yeah.
Go to the post office.
Okay, so last but not least, Nick found these actually on the table. They were still on the table at the time, and they turn out to be Crystal Dark, which is made in France, 24% lead crystal, both of these. And this is the, well, I'm not sure, people are describing it as square cut, square cube design. I'm not sure if it's got a particular name to it. I saw on one of the listings it said Crystal Dark Beauregard, so I'm not sure if that's the design. But anyway, that should be worth about £15, so that's nice. And then this one is the Sully vase. This is the smaller design of the Sully vase, and that's probably about £10 on that. He's back. Yeah, so probably about £10 on the Sully. So that's not too bad, is it? Hardly paid anything on it, so. Hello. So that's everything that I bought to resell and the prices that I'm going to put on everything. And
Make $1 million!
yeah, we're not going to make $1 million. But then, if you know, you know, I've been collecting smoked glass, and I found a couple of little tumblers, smoked glass tumblers. So I bought those for myself. No idea if they have any resale value. I didn't pick them up because I'm keeping them. Oh yeah, and I just remembered that I also picked up this lovely bowl, which is modern. It's not vintage at all, but I've got a pool pottery jug, which is in exactly the same colour as that. Don't think this is pool because it's not marked at all, and it doesn't even look like a stamp is rubbed or anything, but it matches. So I just thought that would make a really nice serving dish or a salad bowl or something. So I picked that up as well. So that's another keeper. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that that was interesting to you. And even if you'd seen the haul that we did on our main channel, I hope that just, you know, seeing it again and finding out a little bit more information and resale values and things is interesting. Please let me know, because I can do more of these, if so. Also, let me know what was your favourite item that I picked up today. Oh, there's Jeff. What was your favourite item, Jeff? Grumpy, 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 people walking past. Definitely my favourite item of the day was the Waterford crystal bowl. I was a little bit excited when I found out that was Waterford. Yeah, but I'm really happy with all of it, so even the low value stuff. Anyway, I will let you go. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for getting to the end if you did, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Take care for now.